I gotta do whatever best for me. And what I'm doing is my destiny. You know all praises due. Cause I'm nothing if it wasn't for you. Live life. All praises due. Cause I knew it was you.
We're gonna go ahead and get going with this interview. Go ahead and start us off.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your girl Dana Marie with Vibez Radio.
And this is Earl Alex.
Yes, and we got right here G Syl, owner, CEO of Ranger Records.
Yes, sir.
That's
Ranger
right,
Records.
Ranger Records Studio. So, what's going on? We got to get a little background story from you. Where are you from? Are you here from Arizona or what?
I'm from Chicago, Chi-Town.
Chi-Town, okay.
Nice.
You know, I'm always,
yeah.
look, I'm from Chi-Town too, so I'm always rapping, Chicago. That's what's up. We here.
Southwest is the second home to the Midwest.
Chicago, right.
Well, I mean, Chicago, we like the roaches. We everywhere.
That's right. Look, we had to get away from that cold, so, here we are, turning it up out here. So give us a little background about, what's going on with the studio. What first got you into music, I guess? Let's start there.
I mean, I always had a passion for music, and I started like really getting into it like maybe like 2000. I was in Iowa at the time, and I just picked up a phone book, looked in the yellow pages, looked up the studio, and went, booked some time, and from then on I kept doing music, and
the yellow pages.
Yeah, yellow pages. Yeah,
Looking up studios. Okay.
Yep, that's how it happened.
Now, when you were young, were you like performing, like for the family and family reunions? Because you're an artist yourself, right?
Yeah, actually I am. Nah, it wasn't none of that. It wasn't none of that. I might did a little dance. I think I was more dancing, back in break dancing and stuff, then more singing, and I think that didn't hit me till like maybe later on after my teenage years. Then the music side started coming out of me, just in the streets, just rhyming and rapping, and like I said, the guys, man, you should, man, I'm tired of hearing you need to take this to the studio. So it just hit after one day. It just, that's what happened.
And you got in the studio. Now, who did you record with?
Basically, it was by myself. I had a brother that used to always influence me, and he was like, I would say he was like a mentor at that time, and he was younger than me, but he was really gifted at rapping. His name was School, rest in peace. And he used to always like rap over any beat that was on, and then if you made him mad, he really would rap over any beat, and you couldn't hear no music. But he was really good, and you would listen, but yeah, that's how it all really started.
It's frustration and the fuel.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
So then, so you were in Iowa. That started in Iowa, and then you came to Chicago.
To Chicago, and then I linked with my brother, 30 years, Malik Yusuf. This one he started off in his career, and he was doing poetry. He was doing that at a poetry club, and he invited me, and it was crazy because my sister had came, my mama came, he was there, but I didn't come.
What?
But I didn't come.
Wow, okay.
So they called me like, where you at? I'm like, oh man, y'all there? He's like, yeah, we here. And then, from there I had to really like show him like I was serious. So it took me actually did like a mixtape and then like a small EP, and then that's when he really got serious with me. And that was like when he dropped his album, Fire Chicago, Artist Chicago, Fire Chicago, something like that. But he dropped this album at that time, and then I got locked up, so I had to do like 5 years, so I missed out on all the Kanye albums. That's when he linked with Kanye and Def Jam Poetry and Love Jones, and I missed a lot of events and a lot of things with that brother by me being locked up, so yeah.
So while you were in, did you start writing songs?
Yeah, most definitely. I started writing, came out, finished off where I left off, but he was like, you got to show me you serious, so it took some time, and he started a label off called The Private Plane, and he didn't sign me right away. It took me about maybe 2 years for him to sign me.
You had to show him.
You had to show him that, I was really serious about it, and I was done with, doing crimes and doing this in the streets, and really serious about my craft. So After showing him that, he was like, okay, come on.
Yeah. Let's see what you're working with.
Yeah. Most definitely.
Okay, so then you did that, and then how long did you start doing like more showcases? Did you just start recording a lot of songs? Like, when did the videos start coming about?
I started doing songs, like real songs, and putting them on platforms. Maybe like 2013, 2014, like that. Started doing a lot of showcases in Chicago. Started doing them all throughout the Midwest. And then it was a Grammy Award. It was he used to always do a Grammy after party.
Okay.
You know, he got 8 Grammys, so he did 8 parties. Well, actually 6 parties because he got 2 at one time.
At one time, okay.
But it was the first one, and I came, and it was like, that was my first time in LA. And I'm like, I'm at the Grammy nomination party, and we going to pick up the Grammy nomination. I'm seeing will.i.am. I'm seeing all these different celebrities. I'm like, wow, man. And I've been knowing him like I say, 30 years, but this the Malik, this industry Malik. You know what I'm saying? I know him street Malik, the hood Malik. You know, I grew up. You know, his dad raised, play coach basketball at our grammar school, and his brother was like me and him best friends. You know what I'm saying? His brother died, rest in peace. So I was always in the house. I was always in his house. He was like the first person I ever seen with Michael Jordan shoes. Okay. But he picked.
So when you went to this party, were you excited? Did you feel intimidated? Did you feel like, were you kind of starstruck a little bit?
No, actually, I mean.
Or did it just make you like, I gotta go harder because I need to get,
I was lightweight starstruck, but I was a star because the party was for us. It was our party. Okay. So it was like everybody came to see us. Everybody came to see, this private plane. Who is this label Malik got? Who is these artists Malik got? So when it came, I was like, man, put us up. Our vice president, he was at the door and everything. Man, I got you set up. Y'all got y'all table. Woo, woo. So, we was up there with all the stars and everybody looking at us like, who are them? Yeah. When we looking at like, damn, they go, man, that's what's her name with the puffs?
Rage.
Lady of Rage. Man, that's the Lady of Rage right there. She looking at us like, who is them? Who is them? Everybody looking at us. So my guy was like, I'm like, man, I'm finna go say what's up. You finna go talk to us. I said, yeah, go talk to us. One of my favorite rappers.
Right.
Like, Miss Lady of Rage, how you doing?
That's right.
It's the honor, blah, blah, blah. And then she was like, hey, who are you? I'm like, I'm G Syl. I'm one of Malik Yousef artists, and proteges. She's like, oh, okay, blah, 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 blah. So we got to talking, and I'm like, hey, but look, working on the album. I want you on it. What I gotta do? She started laughing, blushing, and so I was at her all night about it. And then she finally gave in. Like, okay, all right, I'm gonna give you my email. Send me the beat and send me the song, verse, all of that. But it gotta be hot. If it ain't hot,
I'm not doing it.
I ain't doing it. Yep. So that's pretty much the vibe of what it was that night. Like, man, it was like, man, I was starstruck, but it was the star.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had all that going on in Chicago. So then, what brought you to Arizona?
Actually, it was steps to get to Arizona. From Chicago, the brother Malik, he brought me out to LA. So I moved to LA. It was like a company house. It was kind of crazy. It was like real world for real. Like 8, 9, 10, 11 people
artists.
standing in my house. Yeah.
Oh wow! So you experienced that before?
Exactly, I experienced that, and it was crazy. Like, man, I was like the youngest. Well, it was like 3 of us that was over 30 out of 11 people. So everybody else was 20 and young. So it was wild, But that transition, that was the first transition to LA, and that was like the real transition because that was like, I'm on the inside now. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going to the studio. I'm going to Universal Studio. From going to this studio in Chicago, now I'm at Universal. And I'm seeing all these studios up under Universal. So I'm seeing all these artists that's coming in to record that signed to Universal. So it was like, that was a huge transition being on the inside. And it was like meeting a lot of people from being like, actually meet Jay-Z.
Oh wow.
From being in the studio with Jay-Z, from being working on a 4/4 album, from going on a tour with him, like from getting checked by him a couple of times, you know, in a good way.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
You know what's up.
Yeah. That was wild. That was wild.
Well, I mean, as you've been out here in Arizona, have you had a chance to connect with other artists? I mean, have a studio.
Oh yeah.
But how's it been?
Oh yeah.
Connecting in the music scene out here.
Oh yeah. It's been a little challenging, but you just got to get out there. You got to get out there and network with the people. I started the studio. I came from LA. I went to Vegas.
Okay.
Stayed in Vegas 2 years. Then came out here. My job that I worked for relocated here, so I came out here during the COVID. I opened up the studio. You know, that was opportunity. A lot of money was coming around. Boom. So I invested into a studio.
So wait, so in the middle of COVID, you opened up the studio?
It was like right in the middle, right after the COVID, like 2021.
Okay.
That February of
Okay.
2021. Yeah, I opened up the studio, and from then I just built, put a lot of energy in it, stayed in it, worked the Google apps, worked everything, networked with people, got out here to all of the open mics and little showcases and stuff to network with the artists, and that's how it kind of grew. But yeah, definitely the artists out here. It's definitely talent out here in Phoenix, and I'm trying to represent the city by bringing my services to Phoenix. You know, working with a lot of the artists that come to the studios like first timers. Mostly the artists that's doing it, they already locked in with the studio already.
Okay.
Unless they kind of looking for a new sound somewhere else, but. I try to be fair and real with the artists that come in because they don't know, you know, and it's like, it's a lot of steps they go through. They think they could just come in and just, bam, and they got a song. I'm like, nah, bro, it don't even work like that. It's a whole process you got to do. So I'm not the type that's go beat you out the money or all about the money. I'm about the culture. So I'm about helping people and trying to put people on.
Right. So have you had to like tell people, you know, like give them the bad news and say, no, I can't, you know, like you can't, you know, the song isn't good. Like, I don't know, how does that process work? Like, are you out here, you know, like killing people's dreams, or, you know, like what happens, you know, what is that part like?
I mean, I try to be fair with the artists, you know, I try to let them know, like, this ain't sounding right, or, you know, it ain't sounding right. You got to do it over. It ain't right. So, that's how I am. You know, I don't try to sugarcoat artists. I don't want nobody to sugarcoat me, have me thinking I'm hot, and he's like, man, this dude trash. Like, man,
I mean,
you know.
I think if you're telling artists the truth about their work, that's pretty much a community service in itself.
Yeah.
But speaking about that, you have actually seen a need out here and are trying to fulfill that, and are working in the community with, you know, this event that, you know, that you brought to us.
Yes,
Speak
sir.
a little bit more about this event that you're doing in the upcoming future.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the first annual Phoenix Youth Showcase.
Nice.
I did research on it and seen that there's never been no such event out here in Phoenix for the youth. So as well, there's been like artists come to me and ask, like, because there's a high school like right across the parking lot of my studio, so we get a lot of youngsters that's in the studio and be seeing like, oh, that's a studio, and they be asking, you know, man, what's going on? What's out here? You know, what's going on for the youngsters to do?
Yeah,
Is
what
this
are they
event?
doing?
And they seen some of the events that I was doing. I'm like, man, well, you know, I try to put something together, and then some of the moms or the dads or parents that come in that's recording too, they ask too, you know, about their kids doing events.
That's what I was gonna ask. How are you finding the youths? Are you like going out recruiting? Are you on, you know, online looking for kids? Because I know like the Boys and the Girls Club too, they have like all these talent shows, and they have a lot of talented kids there as well, but they probably just don't know where to go.
Right.
And I think their platform is only like maybe like every now and again that they give them, you know, an opportunity to showcase that talent.
Yeah. Actually, I reached out to the Boys and Girls Club. I got some feedback from them, and they willing to support the event. I've been reaching out to a lot of youth events, a lot of anything that got to do with youth. I've been reaching out to them. I'm going online, searching engines, anything that got to do with the youth. I've been going to high schools, Croc Centers is where I'm doing it at February 24th, from
2 to 7 p.m.
2 to 7 p.m.
Yes.
Giving away prizes
Okay.
for the performances. If you rap, sing, play an instrument, that prize is gonna be like kind of big. I got a producer. He's a two-time Grammy winner, and a platinum producer named Prophet, the producer out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
He,
So y'all hear that? Look.
Yeah,
you gotta get the youth out here. Now, what made you get, like, why are you so passionate about working with the youth?
So that's when I was down there in Atlanta. I was working with Prophet. He's actually my cousin.
Okay.
So we do a lot of music together, and a lot of event and social networking events as well. So I came down there to do some music. Actually, I came down on my birthday, and he had an event. It was a youth event, and it was like huge. It wasn't even huge, but it was like, to me it was huge. To them it was regular.
Okay.
Because in Atlanta that's a big thing.
That's
kids.
a big thing. Okay.
Right. So to me it was huge. I'm looking like, man, it was like the best showcase I've seen in a long time. I mean, these kids was really, really talented, and they really wasn't scared or shy to show their talent. I mean, they had their steps down with dances. They had dancers, you know, and that what kind of got me to it. And I was in one of their board meetings, and I did the whole event while they was talking like, man, the kids, event, kids. Yeah. So I started writing and jotting things down, and I came up with the whole event by the time the meeting was over with.
I think that's so necessary out here in Arizona. I don't think the kid, they just don't have, one place that they can go. And, almost just like, you know, when you go into the studio and you want to be around other artists, like the kids need that too. They need to be around other, kids who think and, who think and want the same things that they want. Yeah. And so I think this is a great platform for you to showcase, have this showcase and let them get out there. Have you ever thought about doing like a youth boot camp, like a music or artist, because you know what they say now? They say that, all of the new artists coming out, like Chris Brown just did an interview, and he was saying like, back in the day they used to have where, they would tell the artists, like groom the artists and show them what to do and give them information, and allow new people are coming out and they just don't, artist development, and now they just don't have that. Yeah. So have you ever thought about maybe doing like a artist development boot camp?
Well, not like a boot camp. It would be like a workshop. Okay. I got plans of doing that as well, because I just don't want this event just to be like a talent show, and it's over with. Like, I want the kids to have an outlet. So I am reaching out to different places like art museum and art schools, because I'm doing also as well with the performances. And I also mentioned, I didn't mention the first place prize for the performance is I'm flying them out to my cousin Prophet, the producer, his studio out in Atlanta at Georgia State University recording studio. Okay. So that would be to record a song, and he's a producer. Like I say, he's in the industry, and he's the type of producer that's gonna place your song like Madden or 2K or things of those nature. Like,
you can at least get something off.
Right, exactly. He's gonna get you out there, and like the second place prize, like I'm doing an official video. I do videography in my studio, so I'm doing an official video for them. And the third place prize is 4-hour studio time. So I'm reaching out to other studios to give them kids have an outlet, not just my studio, where they getting an outlet for different studios and different studios offering different services and donating different services.
I gotta do whatever best for me, and what I'm doing is my destiny. All praises due. I'm nothing if it wasn't for you. Live life. All praises due.